Nat, and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So today we are going to be playing with the new Natasha Denona mini Glam palette. So I was super excited when I saw this and I was like, I didn't even know why. I was just like, I need that. So we are going to be doing a few looks, swatches, comparisons of our other palettes like we always do, and let you know my thoughts, what I think, if you should buy it, you know. Some people are like $25 isn't that much, but considering what you're getting, like you want a good quality palette. Like there's the size of nails, you know, in terms of eyeshadow sizes. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Please don't forget to subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and hop in. All right, so this is what the new mini looks like. I'm so excited about this. I don't know why. I don't generally like cool tones. It's just never really been my thing. I never found them flattering on my eyes. I gravitate towards warmer tones, but for some reason this one, I was like, oh, I want that. Like, I always get excited for minis unless I already have the larger size. I don't see a point of getting the mini, but for the most part, like, there's quite a few that I like. So let's go ahead. I figured we have 3 shimmer shades and I was like, let's just swatch the shimmer shades on my eyes and just kind of do rough swatches that way, since there's only 5 shadows anyway, and then we'll do a whole look. So I'm going to dip into the first shade, which is Faye. So this one right here. I've been using other shadows, and every time I pick up my like Natasha ones, I'm always like, so nice and smooth. It's so good. The only thing is, I hate that these don't have a mirror, and I have to like search for it. Before we do all this, I need some coffee, because it's... I literally just uploaded my Fenty one, and now I'm here doing this one. So Fridays I work from home, and I literally film, go back downstairs, do a few hours work, run back upstairs, try to film. Like, it's a day. Like, by the end, I'm just like, glass of wine, please. But that is just called being a small YouTuber and having to get things up as soon as they come out. So anyways, let's get into this. Oh, but yeah, I love how soft her metallics are. Like I said, I'm just doing rough swatches, so don't mind. I am going to go up, bringing them up through the crease. All right, and then let's go into this one. And then I think we'll use this one in the actual look in terms of like all over the lid, so I don't feel like I really need to go into that one that much. But at least these 2. Let's give them the moment to shine. So I'm definitely someone when it comes to looks, I like brightening looks more than I like deeper ones. So this one is definitely a little bit deeper than what I usually go for, but it's still a really pretty, like, smoky shade. I like it. Oh, I'm definitely getting sick. I can feel it, and I'm just like my clients that kept coming in, and I'm like, what are you doing here? I can hear the sniffle from the door. Why would you share with me? So this one's definitely, I like this one a little bit better. This one's more unique though. Like, these are definitely not shades I typically have. I'm interested to see how this swatches in terms of being similar to the mini gold palette though. But it's still a really pretty shade. And this, I like that it's not like your typical gold. Like, you guys have heard me say I'm so tired of golds. But I like this tone. Like, it's like a brownie gold. Not like as cool toned as what I usually think of, which is more of like grays. So both applied, super smooth. Let's take this off and do a look with the palette. Okay, so we only have 2 mattes in this palette, so we're gonna go in with this shade and then deepen everything up with the brown shade. Kind of like that when you have palettes like these, you have such limited options, because you're just like, I know that one goes with that one. It's never a surprise. So I did prime my lids already with the Anastasia eyeshadow primer, which I love that primer, but man, if you get it on your eyelashes, like, you're screwed. Like, it's impossible to get it out. I will say I am really happy that she only released like this little one. There's no way I could have afforded, like, in the month of December to buy like $130 palette. You know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of like, no, like, please, please, no. I like that she's been doing a lot more minis lately. Like even the bigger ones with the mini pans, I hope that she sticks with that format. Like I really feel like it makes a big difference in terms of like what you're getting and what you're, like, yeah, these are tiny. But at the same time, I'm like, I haven't hit pan on any of these. I might hit one in my nude one eventually, but I feel like they're still okay. Like $25 though, I'm not going to act like that's not money. Like these aren't free. You know what I'm saying? Like $25 is still quite a bit, especially when you consider like other palettes you can get, but I have really liked the quality in the ones that I have. They're definitely like a grab and go type palette. All right, let's see if we can build it up a little bit. It is pretty light. Like it's definitely on my skin, but it almost looks like my skin tone. Like if I didn't have primer on, it'd probably just blend right in. I'm so sad. I'm like, I know I need to take down my Christmas stuff, but I'm not ready. I'm not gonna do it. Nope. I feel like it took me a while to get into the Christmas spirit, and now I'm like, it's over? It's over. But my family, we're not celebrating till January, so I'm like, I'm still gonna leave all my stuff up, and we still follow like Italian traditions, so we don't open our stockings until Befana, which is January 6th. So I'm like, I still have time. These things are staying up till like March. But I'm sad it's like, oh, the holidays are done with. Okay, so super smooth, general Natasha Denona formula. I like this. It's, you know, the thing is you only have 2 mattes, so you kind of gotta like both of them, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and let's move on to the brown. So I will say that one thing with Natasha Denona shadows is like sometimes when you see things in the pan, they don't necessarily translate like as well on the eyes in terms of pigmentation. Like a lot of the really deep shades, they actually turn out a little bit lighter. And, you know, some are buildable and some you kind of, as much as you build, it's never going to get like super deep. Like I think of like the cranberry palette, but I like that they're buildable. Like this is still building in nicely. It's definitely deepening up my crease. I'm liking it. It's almost like, I mean, it's definitely a cool tone color, but it's like a gray brown, if that makes sense. It's not brown brown. You guys know I love my browns, so I'm like, whatever brown. I'm happy to have it. Like, bring me a full brown palette. How about that? Which I guess that would be kind of like the Going Coconuts palette, and probably like 15 palettes I have, but I could literally, I would buy a palette of just every shade of brown. Okay, so now I'm going to take this shade here. I'm excited for this one. So I feel like Natasha Denona, like, I use my finger way more than I use my brush in terms of her shadows. For some reason, I just feel like they apply the best that way. Oh yeah, I like this shade. It's almost like a, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a pink shade. Like, it was almost like shell pink, but it's definitely not. It's more of like a mix between gold and pink. Like, there's definitely a gold shift to it more than pinky. I don't want the eyes to be too deep, so I'm going to go ahead and take this shade at the end and just kind of put that just a little bit, layer it over here. Shimmer is going to go up into my crease, and I am okay with that. I don't mind it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this Marc Jacobs shade. It is called Irony. It's not like black. It's kind of the same kind of theme. It's like a more toned down black, but I feel like a brown is not going to go as well with this. So we're going to use this one. Ooh. My eyes are probably going to turn red, especially considering this is like my 3rd video today. So I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is. I do put Rotos in. Are they Rotos? Rolos. Rolos are the chocolate. You know what I'm saying. Like the eye drops, I like those ones, and they do actually help. So I'll probably put this in after. I'm going to go ahead and smudge out the lower lash line with the brown. It has been very rainy here, and I've like entered into like a minor depression. Like I'm just like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to go outside other than to work. I'm just so like not about it. And I'm just like, you gotta pull yourself out. People have it way worse. I know that, but I'm just, oh, I hate it. I did get the tiniest bit of fallout. That's my, I mean, I didn't put any powder down, but not horrible. Like, I think I could just wipe it away, but there was a little bit with the deeper shade. All right, so now I'm gonna take the other matte and just kind of smoke out that lash line just a little bit. My gosh, I just got the Star Wars collection in the mail today too, and I'm just like, I mean, I'm very excited about it, but man, it took forever to get here, and I'm like, he showed up on the same day, Natasha and Pat. So, stay tuned for that video. I think I gotta take off my base makeup though for a little bit, give my face a little time to replenish itself, because, you know, my nose rubbed off. I've been blowing my nose, and I'm just like, wow, I feel like snot face. Okay, so the only other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that shade we used all over the lid, and I'm gonna go ahead and highlight my inner corner with this as well. I mean, I can take a highlighting shade, but sometimes I just feel like it's fine to just drag in that color into the inner corner too. All right, then I'm gonna take the tiniest bit and take it underneath the waterline. I love looking at Natasha Denona's like looks, because I feel like she just uses mostly like one shade all over the lid and maybe like a little bit of a crease shade, but her looks are actually pretty simple, but they're just not pleasing on my eye shape. Like I just don't feel like they look the same on me. Like I'm just like, oh, can you use people with smaller eyes? You don't have to display it, but just show it, because I don't feel like those, you know, they're like meant for bigger, like nice, big, beautiful eyes that I'm just like, I love my eyeballs. I don't love my lid space. All right, so this is the finished look. I was gonna do liner and everything, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this look for daytime. Like, liner makes my eyes look smaller, and I don't mind that look at night, especially if I'm gonna do lashes. But for the daytime, I'm like, I like the way that this turned out, and I like that my eyes look awake even though I'm wearing darker shadows than I usually do. So that's why I decided to leave it. But let's go ahead and get into some swatches. Okay, so here we have swatches of the palette. As you guys can see, like that one just really like blends in with my skin tone, so I really can't like show it. Like I'll do one more like digging in there. It shows up though like on my lids, you guys saw. It's very flesh-like for my skin tone, so just be aware of that. But everything but it still created a nice transition, so that's fine for me. But yeah, I really actually enjoy this palette quite a bit. I'm scared I'm gonna like swatch these and they're gonna be gone. Like I think I maybe am hitting pan on like the nude one, like into that shade, which I freaking love. So let's do some comparisons. All right, so here we have mini nude swatches, and then there is the top part, which is obviously the mini glam. So you have similarities, but they're not exactly the same. Like the mini nude is a little bit brighter in general than this one, which is what I thought it would be. In terms of the mattes, like you can just tell by holding them up, like this is definitely a warmer tone palette, where this one is like, it's cool tone sister. But very similar. So I would say if you, like whichever one you gravitate towards more. If you're going to go more with cool tones, then I would definitely say the mini glam. If you're more of a warm tone girl, then go with this one. I personally don't mind that I have both, because now I can kind of mix and match them. Like, yes, they're very similar, but they're not the same by any means. When I'm looking at the gold one, I thought that maybe this one would be the most similar between the two, but I don't think so now looking at it. Like, I'm going to swatch the shimmers in this one as well. Yeah, there are the shimmers for the gold palette. So you can see like maybe a few of them are a little bit similar. Like I say a few when like these only have 5 shades. I'd say like this deep shade compared to like that one. But again, nothing is exactly the same. Let me swatch the shimmers side by side so you guys see what I'm talking about. All right, so these were the two that I was like, maybe these ones would be alike. But they're really not. I'm like, where else am I gonna swatch? The really deep one is from the mini gold, and then this one is from the Mini Glam. So definitely different, so I'm really happy about that. When I look at other palettes, like the Metropolis palette is definitely warmer. We have the gold palette, which even in the gold, I'm not like, it's super, nothing seems like it's exact dupes. All right, I was gonna look at the Metropolis palette, but even the Metropolis palette, all the shades shift more warm tones. So yes, they're definitely gonna be similar, but they also translate into a warmer shade than the Mini Glam. So like if I look at, I was thinking like that orangey shade, I'm like, okay, maybe this is more like the gold, but I know I use this shade all the time, and I'm like, no, it's definitely more orange tone, so I swatched it right there. So there's no like exact dupes, similarities for sure, but non-exact dupes inside in terms of like the ones I just swatched. And then the same with the Mini Gold. Here are the two like transitional shades, and they are definitely different. Like the Mini Gold one shows up a little bit better on my skin tone, the other one's a little bit lighter. So overall, if you enjoy cool tones, like this was definitely a hit for me. I like the palette. It's not one that I have 10 times over because like I say, I never reach for cool tones. So it's a good way for me to like step into cool tones. The palettes are still pricey for what they are. Like I always say, like it is like, they're the size of a thumbnail. But I don't go through them that fast, especially considering my makeup collection. So maybe you would go through it faster if you didn't have a makeup problem. But to be honest, I used my nude one quite a bit. So I think that in terms of whether they're worth it, the formula is beautiful. If you're a fan of Natasha Denona, or maybe you haven't tried it yet, it's a good way to like dip your toes in. I feel like the quality has been the same against like these three minis. I know I didn't hear the best about like the what was it, the Lila one or the nude one, but not the nude, the Lila one and like the tropical one. But in terms of these ones, the quality matches the larger palettes. So I hope she keeps coming out with these because I can easier pick and choose. I especially don't like the like $50 5-pan ones. I much prefer these smaller ones. I wish she came out with this one in the camel. I still haven't bought that because I'm just like, nope. But yeah, that is it for me. Let me know if you guys picked this up. What were your thoughts? I'm really happy. Again, yes, you have to build the darker shades up quite a bit, but I feel like I still got a pretty smoky effect. Do I think that it translates exactly the way it looks in the pan all the time? No, you do have to build it up quite a bit to get that like deep, rich, like Instagram swatch type thing. But I didn't feel like it was, like it stopped at a certain point. You know what I mean? I feel like you could still go in there and deepen it up. That's my one thing with her palettes that I'm trying to be pickier about is, yes, sometimes they don't always translate the same, but I'm really happy with this look. I feel like I could probably layer on even more of the darker shade to make it a smokier look. And then it's still a daytime palette. Like I could still just put the crease shade and the lighter shade for daytime and then easily bump this up to a very smoky look at night, which hence the name Mini Glam. But yeah, I like it. So that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Buona giornata and welcome to my channel. My name is Stefania if you're new here. So, what was that? I was like a little girl.